this concept. It says by the time a nigger boy reaches the age of 16, he is soundly broken in and ready for life and efficient work and the reproduction of a unit of good labor force. So their whole agenda was to make sure that this cycle was perpetuated so that they would have a perpetual force of labor that would obediently do everything that they wanted them to do. So this is very interesting. You know, this is very interesting that someone would come up with this information, you know. Continuing through the breaking of uncivilized savage niggers by throwing the nigger female savage into a frozen psychological state of independence, by killing off the protective male image, by creating a submissive dependent mind of the nigger male savage, we have created 15 cycles that turns in its own axis forever. Unless a phenomenon occurs and reshifts the positions of the female savages. We show what we mean by example. Take the case of the two economic slave units and examine them closely. So what they're going to tell you now is about the Negro marriage unit. They say we breed two nigger males with two nigger females. Then we take the nigger males from them and keep them moving and working. Okay, they divide them. Say the one nigger female bear a nigger female and the other bears a nigger male. So she's children now. One a female, one a male. Both nigger females being without the influence of the nigger image, frozen with an independent psychology, will raise their offspring into reverse positions. So what you're seeing is how the imbalance was set in place. And it's perpetuated, and how she perpetuates it. The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself. Meaning, hey, they might come kill him any day. We can't, rely on him. They may kill him any day. We really have to be this. We've got to really just put our dependency upon ourselves. Don't expect him to be around for you. The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable. See, we negotiate with her, through her, by her, and negotiate her at will. That's what they say. We negotiate with her, through her, by her, and negotiate her at will. The one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen with a subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong. In other words, body over mind. What they say, mind over matter, well, okay, they did the reverse. Body over mind. Whole life is going to be spent being physically strong. The Mike Tyson type. If you look at Mike Tyson, he looks very physically intimidating, doesn't he? But then when you listen to him, then you can see that the mind is the true power. So someone who wants to manipulate him, all they have to do is capture his mind, and he's going to use his physical body to do whatever you want. So what is the true force? Is it your being physically strong or mentally strong? Mentally strong is the true tool, okay? This is what you really want to work on. Because if you focus too much attention on one and don't apply it to the other, this is what you're going to have, this imbalance. And with the whole objective to living here on the planet is to keep yourself in constant balance. You have to work at that because there's always going to be outside forces that are going to attempt to try to get you out of balance, but when we assist in our own imbalance, that's really a problem. It said now in a few years when these two offspring, so they're basically telling you that this is a race who has been raised this way. So now in a few years when these two types of offspring, genetic experiments now become fertile for early reproduction, meaning when they begin to have their own children, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycle. You see what I'm saying? And that is good, sound, and long-range comprehensive planning. So these people are just telling you what they did to us. But now we're the ones that's perpetuating this. You see what I'm saying? So we are definitely going to have to work on building that oneness and bringing the male and female back together in oneness. You know, we can't continue to say, okay, the black female, she's the problem. You know, she's too strong. Black female can't sit up there and say, the black man is the problem. You know, all of them are dogs. Because see, when you tell him that, you know, and he hears that every day, he's going to say, okay, if I'm a dog, well, what gives birth to dogs? Bitches. So that's how we left off being dogs and goddesses, and now we done went to being dogs and bitches. And I mean, it's really sad because we just thinking about it. Bow, wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee, yay, where's my dogs at? I mean, you know, this is sheer inconsistency. You got the people in the colleges. You know, the Pew dogs. I mean, they are really glorified, realizing ancient times to be called a dog. That was like the lowest of the lowest. Nobody wanted to be called a dog. You just didn't call a person a dog. But now we go around and we glorify ourselves. We label ourselves as dogs and bitches and hoes. So what does that tell you? That obviously this formula works. It works. So you can't read this stuff and hear it and be like, oh, that didn't work. It works. And it's working now on us. So we have to reshift this. We have to redo this. We have to undo this. It has